Hello, this is the Wall 200 here with another video. Today's video is going to be about Vinland Saga and why I'm kind of a little bit disappointed. The season ended and it left off pretty well. It left off with somewhere I didn't think it was actually going to go. Someone very important dies. I don't want to give too much away, but overall I think the series was pretty good, but I'm a little bit disappointed with the direction they went, mainly with the in the beginning where the whole thing was kind of dragged down by the typical revenge plot. Granted, this becomes very important later down in the series because the way they set it up, it becomes important where you don't exactly think it's going to be important. So you kind of gotta pay attention to what happens in between because there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I think a lot of stuff is really good about it, like the story and world building and the historically accurate premise that they're going for. But I don't think it translates all that well into a series because it kind of plays out like a book, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I highlighted this in my original first impressions kind of video where while this is very good in a the manga setting, it doesn't really translate all that well into the anime series because you have a bit of patient issues here and there. While the overall feel of the series was good, it did suffer for some of the pacing issues, and there were some. I guess I don't know exactly the word for it, but some other issues I didn't really like where they were taken, but once like the typical revenge plot is put to the side, it really takes off. It's just I think they just took a little bit too long with that to establish everything and set it up where it becomes more important later on. And it kind of suffers for that, and that's a little bit unfortunate. Where I think they could have done something a little bit better with the anime and translated it from the manga to the series. So, other than that, the animation was really good. Some of the characters should have a little bit more highlighted. I think some characters kind of took too much of a backseat. I know they have a lot of stuff to cover, and not everyone can get the little their shine that they needed. But I think they could have did a little bit better on the characters, and a little bit better on the plot. I think where it really suffers is the plot because the world building is really good, and mainly for the most part the characters are also really good. But like the plot seems to be a little bit slow, and I kind of get where they're going, especially when the ending hits. You kind of get why everything is building up and why this particular person did this, but you have to pay attention to everything in here to get an idea of what's going on. And sometimes it's kind of hard to follow, and if you miss something, it's like, well, why is this important now? And if you're not really 100% paying attention, you can really fucking just be completely lost and it not make really much sense. So it's definitely like more of a detail-oriented anime where you gotta just pay attention to what previously happens in these episodes to get what further down the line in the series goes. Kind of like a book. It feels weird. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's just me. If you love the series, good. But overall, I think I give it an 8 out of 10. I think this series is really good. There's a lot of things going for it, but I'm just a little bit disappointed where not every single character I think got fleshed out as much as I would like. That's probably just probably a nitpick on my side. And the world building is really good, but the plot seems a little bit weak. It's not incredibly weak or anything like that, but it just seems just not there. I guess 100%, not 100% of the plot just yet. Maybe I'll change my mind in the second season, which I think is going to happen because I think this is a very good series. There's a lot of blood, and it doesn't focus on the rapey pillaging part of the of the Vikings and stuff like that. So overall, very nice anime. I suggest to give it a watch. Thank you for listening. Comment, and subscribe.